people laughing and celebrating Heil Hitler and Adolf Hitler. I cannot believe we're even seeing this and witnessing Miami Beach.
A Miami Beach nightclub catching heat, accused of celebrating hate with a song about Hitler.
Absolute disgust.
Disgusted, horrified.
City leaders reacting to videos making the rounds on social media featuring the Kanye West song with the lyrics Heil Hitler over and over again. The same men seen in the club, known as controversial influencers, are also in a video from a limo. In that one, they're singing, and one of them is performing a Nazi salute.
So I became a bitch, I'm the villain.
This video is not about defending Ye. Ye has already came out and apologized publicly and repeatedly denounced this behavior, and especially the song. Ye has apologized publicly and directly to the Jewish community for his actions, and he doesn't need me saying stuff for him. And this video is not about defending hate speech, and it's definitely not about praising Nazi ideologies. So let's get that out of the way immediately. This video is about why these sorts of pieces of media that should be or shouldn't be rejected outright still manage to dominate attention, shape discourse, and force itself into culture. Because the uncomfortable truth is, the song did work. It achieved exactly what provocation is designed to do in a modern free speech ecosystem. It hijacks attention, it forces institutions to respond, it exposes contradictions in how we talk about freedom of speech. And if we don't analyze why this happens, we're stuck repeating the same cycle over and over again. So the real question isn't, why would Ye do this? Because it's Ye. The real question is, why does our system reward it? Most people grow up with a very simple idea of what freedom of speech is. The idea that you should be allowed to say anything and the best idea will win. This comes from Enlightenment thinking, John Stuart Mill. The marketplace of ideas, the belief that truth naturally rises if speech is unrestricted. In theory, bad ideas get exposed, society debates them, they lose legitimacy, everybody moves on. But that theory assumes three things that no longer exist. People engage rationally, attention is evenly distributed, and platforms are neutral. None of these seem to even be true anymore. Free speech theory was built for pamphlets, town halls, slow local debates. It was not built for algorithms, rage-based engagement, going global within seconds. And this is where I think things start really breaking apart. The key shift is we don't live in a marketplace of ideas anymore. We live in a marketplace of attention. Anybody that produces content will tell you that. And attention is not rewarded based on truth or morality or value. It's rewarded based on shock, outrage, emotional intensity, things like this. Platforms don't ask, is this good for society? They ask, will people react? Nothing generates reactions faster than historical leaders and morality being questioned. So when something references one of the most condemned ideologies in history, it doesn't just get ignored. Not because people agree necessarily, but because people can't really ignore it. This is where the double standard of freedom of speech collapses in practice. If it isn't already apparent, Ye isn't a random person. He's globally famous, he's culturally significant, and already controversial, which makes him the perfect stress test for freedom of speech and what are the limits for it. When an anonymous person says something hateful, it isn't anything, it stays fringe. When someone like Ye does it, journalists must cover it, platforms must decide what to do, brands must respond, and for the most part, a lot of fans have to decide, do they agree with it, do they support it, and so on. Silence isn't really possible. And this isn't just about speech, it's speech with leverage. And that's important because it shows that freedom of speech doesn't operate equally. Some teenager tweeting something edgy isn't equivalent to a billionaire artist with global reach doing it. The same right, but it's a completely different impact. Let's be clear. Worked is not me saying, oh, the song is justified. It means it succeeded in doing what provocation is meant to do. It forced binary thinking. People were pushed into either you defend freedom of speech at all costs or you demand censorship. Any nuance dies immediately. And it exposed institutional inconsistencies. Some content gets removed instantly, some stays up for discussion. That inconsistency fuels distrust. People start saying, so what, freedom of speech only applies when it's against Judaism? It fed the persecution narrative. When consequences came, it validates the idea of they're silencing me because I tell the truth, whether or not that even is true or not. Even when the speech isn't objectively true most of the time. The reaction becomes fuel. It turns outrage into amplification. Every time someone condemns it, it spreads the name, it spreads the concepts, it spreads awareness. People think they're fighting it, but they're just circulating it. And that's the paradox. Because look, here's the uncomfortable reality. Free speech assumes equal power between speakers. But power is uneven. When someone with massive reach speaks, the harm is far more, the correction is slower, the impact is a lot wider. Saying just ignore whatever you see that you don't like doesn't work when the algorithms won't let you, the news cycle won't let you, the culture won't let you. So the idea that society can just out-debate everything is a bit naive. And I think that's why Ye's song is so great for what it does. Some ideas don't need debates, they need containment. People act like there are only two options, either absolute freedom of speech or total censorship. That's just not true. The real issue isn't should he be allowed to say it. The issue is should systems be designed to reward it. You can protect free speech without algorithm boosting, monetization, cultural spectacle. Speech doesn't have to be illegal to be decentralized. Right now, the system does the opposite. It shouldn't work because the ideology is historically defeated. Society claims that they reject it. But it works because outrage is profitable. Attention is currency. Controversy is oxygen. And some people do believe these things. They pretend not to. And as long as platforms profit from engagement, media profits from clicks, a bit cliche, but culture profits from spectacle. And this will keep happening with a different artist, or maybe a different ideology, same cycle over and over. It happens in politics all the time. When Trump came into office, the things he would say just couldn't be said. So no, this isn't about defending Ye. As I mentioned earlier, he's already shown he regrets putting this song out there. It's about recognizing that freedom of speech as an idea hasn't caught up with the system it operates inside of. We don't need less speech. We need a better structure. Because right now, the loudest voices aren't winning because they're right, necessarily. They're winning because they're inflammatory. And until we admit that, we'll keep acting surprised every time something that shouldn't work works perfectly.
See where your heart is, broken pieces before us. When the evening gets darkest, I know God is upon us.